Welcome everyone to Wildwood and Lavender Farm. My name is Carrie. Today I just got a box in the mail from Gurney's and I think I know mostly what's in it. Stuff for our garden, stuff for our food forest. So let's go ahead and open it up and see what all we got. Well, it's not everything that I was expecting, but if you've seen my previous video about things we have for our food forest currently, you've probably noticed we got a lot of blueberries. Well, I got a couple more blueberries. These are called Mini Blues Jumbo, and they're a high bush blueberry, and they supposedly have small tart berries, so I'm looking forward to trying these. So I've got two of these. So just the blueberry mini blues jumbo. And the jumbo I think merely means the size of the plant that I'm getting. It's not the small starts. So that's all that's in there. I do have other things coming, but they're gonna come in a different shipment. So those will come later, I guess. So anyway, two more blueberry bushes to add to our food forest. We have some planted already, and I have a few more to get in the ground. Just been waiting for, number one, the time, but also we've had some pretty rainy weather, some pretty windy weather, so we haven't had a chance to get back down to the back pasture to plant them. So I'll have to take these down and get them in the ground as well. You can see they've already got some buds going on there. Pretty stuff. Hello and welcome to Wild Woodland Lavender Farm. My name is Carrie. I got a delivery yesterday. I was out of the house for 12 hours yesterday and I wasn't home to receive this, and it was late when I got back, so I wasn't able to do much with it. I'm opening it up this morning and I'm really excited about this. I made this order probably back in January, maybe even November, somewhere back there. And I was so excited to be living on our farm here. We just bought these almost 5 acres last August, and we have lots of plans for this place, and one of them is to create a food forest. When a food forest, in my idea of a food forest, and probably any food forest, you need lots of trees and bushes and other food producing plants. So I was so excited and I made an order, and of course a lot of the nursery companies, they don't ship the order until it's actually planting season where you are, and apparently this nursery has deemed this planting season for me. So I got my order and I'm so excited to open this up and to get these trees in the ground. So I ordered these from Burnt Ridge Nursery. They are a nursery in Washington, the western side of Washington, so it's fairly local for me as far as you know, other nurseries are that are really well known are, you know, in the Midwest or like in Missouri or other places like that. So as far as bigger nurseries, this one is pretty close to me. So I'm going to open this up and show you all the different types of trees that I got, and then I'm going to get them soaking in water. That's why I was filling the buckets, so that I would have a place to put the trees before I can get to planting them. Back in February, we did kind of a fun little thing where for every new subscriber that we got during that month, we would plant a tree or a berry or some other food producing perennial plant in our food forest. And I'm just now getting to reporting the results for that. We started out the day before, January 31, with 58 subscribers, all of whom we appreciate and love. And then I announced our fun little thing going on, the fun little challenge. And the first day we lost 1 subscriber. So we were down to 57. And I was really worried that we were going to have to tear a plant out in order to meet that goal of losing a subscriber. But thank goodness we had other people subscribe, so I'm not going to tear a plant out for losing that subscriber. But during the rest of the month, we were able to get 13 new subscribers, and so we ended the month with 70 subscribers total. So I had said that we would plant trees and shrubs and whatnot for the new subscribers, and I am. But I also thought, you know what, my food forest needs to be a lot bigger than that. So I actually decided to plant fruit trees, nut trees, blueberry bushes, raspberry bushes, all these perennial plants. I'm going to plant one for every subscriber that I had up to the end of February. Eventually I'm still going to plant more than that anyway. I might even have more than that now, I don't know. I haven't counted. But I am going to be making a cute little tag to hang from these trees, to just kind of a fun reminder that these are planted here because of those subscribers. So that'll be another video coming. I need to make those up because it's just going to be a craft that I make, something fun and homemade. So let's get to opening this box. Got the packing slip on the outside box here. Alright, it just tells me what's in it. It is well taped, I'll give them that. you doing? Hey, careful. Alright, I'm seeing a couple of bamboo sticks in here, just to kind of help the box keep support, I guess. These will be good to use for posting with the trees as stakes to help them stay upright. It's a nice bamboo stick. So this is how they are packaged. They are bare root, which means they come with no dirt around their roots. And they have a bunch of newspaper set on top of the roots, and they're quite wet, drenched. And they look good. Look good. Roots are in good shape. And there's trees placed different directions here to help even out the weight and be able to fit more into each box. So these plants got to me pretty quickly since I don't live very far away from them. I actually got an email just, I think, Wednesday, and this is Friday now, so it's pretty quick. And I see some wet newspapers down there on the bottom too, so they have lots of moisture in here. That's good. Alright, so I'll just pull these out. Part of the root broke off, it looks like. I'll just pull these out and tell you what kind of tree they are that I bought. And then we'll get them in the water, and later today I'm going to head out and place them where I'm going to plant them. Alright, so this is a scout apricot. We have to be kind of careful about what kind of apricots we plant here. We oftentimes get a freak freeze in mid to late spring, and if we get too early of a bloom on trees, those blooms could be killed and then we don't have a crop for that year. It's happened many times, especially with apricots, I've noticed. But this one is a semi-dwarf and it blooms later than most apricots. It's a freestone and it fruits in midsummer. So I'm hoping that by getting a later blooming apricot, we'll actually get some apricots. That's got a good root system on that. Look at that. Alright. Next one in here. This is a peach. This one is a contender peach, and it has late blooming to help resist the spring frost, and it ripens in midsummer. Fruit is a larger, yields well, and is blushed red. Flesh is sweet and firm. So that's the There we go. Let's see. Looks like we're going this way this time. This is another apricot, a different variety, the Montrose apricot. This one is late blooming, yellow, sweet, flavorful, semi-freestone. And the pit is edible. It's an edible almond-like pit. This one is self-fruitful. Alright, let's see here. It's like a puzzle. Which one's next on top? This one looks easy to get out. Okay, this one is an almond. Now I bought 2 almonds in our last shopping thing at Cascade Farm, and I made a video about those. They are a Texas Mission almond. This is the Desertini, or Bounty almond, semi-dwarf. It's a true almond, non-bitter kernel, high yield, late blooming. Thin, easily cracked shell. So, Desertini almond. Okay, this one is another peach. This is the Reliance peach. Very hardy, late blooming, which is what we like about around here. Sweet yellow fruit with red blush. It's good fresh, dried, frozen, and canned. It's a freestone with a small pit. Self-fertile, it grows to 20 feet. Alright, let's see here. See this one. Oh, this is one reason why I actually bought from this company. The Lodi apple is one I would search high and low for. This is one that I have fond memories of growing up. My grandparents on their farm that I lived with them for a while, they had the yellow Lodi tree, and it's a very tart apple. We like to eat them when they're still slightly green, so they're quite tart. And I think that they make the best applesauce and the best dried apples. I don't add any sugar or anything to them. I love the tartness of them. So I had to have a Lodi tree on my on my food forest farm. So this was one nursery that I found that actually had the Lodi apple. So thrilled to have one of these. This is going to be planted fairly close to the house too. It is actually I'll tell you a little bit about it here. It actually ripens quite early, like late July to early August. It says great for pies and sauce, tart yellow fruit. It does ripen to a yellow, kind of like the yellow delicious or the yellow transparent, or this is the transparent type. But I tend to like it when it's on the greener side. It's not a really good keeper. It doesn't keep well over winter, but that's fine because we usually make it into sauce and dried apples and such anyway. Well, this one is on top, but its roots are buried, so let's find a different one. Alright, here's one. It's a little bit smaller than the other trees. This is a North Star pie cherry, and it's self-fruitful, naturally dwarfing, very productive, resistant to cracking and brown rot. So that's the North Star pie cherry. We like to use the pie cherries, and I make a sour cherry lemonade, and so I use the cherries mixed with lemonade, and then I can can the concentrate, and so then we can have sour cherry lemonade throughout the year. I use the pulp from this actually to make a fruit leather, which the boys really love, so that's always fun to have. That's why we want a pie cherry. Not very many people around here actually have pie cherries, so it's nice to have our own our own bush or tree of that. We had one at our old house, so we got kind of spoiled having some. This is the Winochi early apple. High quality, early ripening, disease resistant apple. Rich, strong flavor, good keeper. We got this to kind of be a pollinator with our yellow lodi. And I actually had one of these at our old house too, along with I had the lodi and the Winochi at our old house, but I left them there, and I really should have dug them up and brought them, because I think the people who bought the house tore them out, which really makes me sad. They weren't terribly tall. We'd had them there for maybe 3 years. All right. But I was just kicking myself. I should have brought them. All right, this one here. Got a good root system there. This is the Northern Spy apple. All-purpose apple, late bloomer, great keeper, high vitamin C content. Vigorous tree, late to come into production. So there you go. The Northern Spy apple. A lot of these I got to be pollinators with other trees that I did want. So the Northern Spy is not one that I was necessarily looking for, but it's one that was going to be a good pollinator for a tree that I did want. All right, this one's out now. This is a Wolf River apple, another one of those that's a pollinator for one that I want. Gigantic pink fruit, great for pies or fresh eating. Old Wisconsin variety. So there you go. I think it's Wolf River apple. Alrighty, here. Wow, this one has a... Gonna have to dig a major hole for that root system. Wowzers. Let's see here. Okay, this is a Cascade English walnut. Thin shell, excellent flavor, plump, light colored kernels. Fast growing tree, grows to 40 feet or more. So this is, when I talk about a food forest, it's based similar on a rainforest where you have the different levels of trees, and this would be like the canopy level. So Cascade English walnut. Now we have a volunteer black walnut growing over here by a lilac bush, and black walnuts are good for many things. You can't necessarily grow a lot of things at the base of them because they release a toxin from their roots that will kill other plants that are planted near them. There are some plants that kind of ignore that poison and do just fine growing next to them. I think the black walnuts tend to be a little more, what's the word? Tangy is the only word that comes to mind. A little stronger, I think, more robust. I'm not entirely keen on the walnuts, except I think the English walnuts might be a little less astringent, a little less bitey. So that's one reason why I wanted an English walnut instead of the black walnut. Hey, no, don't chew on the roots. No, go somewhere else. Leave the roots alone, you little bugger. All right, here is another almond. So this will make 4 almond trees for us. This is the all-in-one almond. Let's see here. Focus. It's a little dirty. Self-fertile, thin-shelled, sweet, late bloomer. Does best in sunny location and well-drained soil. So we wanted lots of almonds. Okay, slight interruption, but we're back. All right, we just have a few more trees here to show. This is the Liberty apple. Again, this is one that I got to help be a pollinator for some of my other trees. This one is scab resistant, crisp, sweet, tart, ripens mid-season. That's another thing I was looking for, is for apples and fruits that ripened in various seasons, so that we have a production that's spread out and not all, stop chewing on the trees, and not all, all at once. So when it's apple season in October, it's not all of our apples all at once. We have some from August. We have some from September. Kind of lessens the load on us and helps us to be able to preserve them without feeling way overwhelmed. And then also if we decide to sell them some things too, we have some income that's spread out over the time as well. All right, this is the king apple. Now this one is one that I did want specifically. And I'll tell you why here in a little bit. Red striped, sweet and crisp, large dessert apple ripening in October, a late bloomer. Okay, this one is a Rainier cherry. So I bought one at Cascade Farm that I showed in the other video that I made. I had forgotten that I had already ordered a Rainier cherry from Burnt Ridge Nursery. Sweet, large, blush yellow, firm fruit, crack resistant. Less attractive to birds because of the yellow skin, but it does show bruising, which I've seen all of that. I like Rainier cherries. They do have a good flavor to me. We did get the Bing cherry also. But as I also mentioned in my other video when I was talking about the Rainier, is that, hey, stop it! Stop! Is that it's similar to a fruit that my grandparents had called the Royal Anne. So I'm just putting a word out there. If any of you know of a Royal Anne cherry tree, please let me know because I want to get one of those. All right. Okay, this one is the Gravenstein apple. This is another one that I was specifically looking for. Oops, covered with dirt here. Large, juicy, flavorful, used in ciders, pies, sauce, and eating fresh. Very early bloom though, so we'll see. We'll see if this survives the frost around here. But the Gravenstein, the King, and the Lodi are all trees that my grandparents had. And I know I say this a lot, but living with my grandparents on their little farm, I only lived with them for a year and a half, and then of course went back to visit them lots of times after that. It had a strong impression on me, and so I love everything about the little orchard that they had, the garden that they had. It just meant so much to me, and so kind of want to just recreate that since I know actually what kind of trees they are. I think they did actually have a fourth apple, but I don't remember what variety it was, or else I'd be getting that too. Okay, one last tree here. This is the Sam cherry. And this is a large, sweet, dark red cherry. It resembles Bing in flavor, but more disease resistant to bacterial canker and fruit cracking than Bing. Not self-fertile. So I do have, a variety of cherries to help bee pollinators. But yeah, I believe I got this one over the Bing originally because it was more resistant to the diseases. Although now I do actually have a Bing that I got at Cascade. So I'm gonna get these into water, then I have to go help my boys with some schoolwork. Then we'll be spending the afternoon and the late morning digging holes and planting these trees. I'm so excited. So thank you for joining me in opening my box from Burnt Ridge Nursery, and I hope you'll join us as we go out and plant and start growing our food forest. So thank you for watching. We hope you subscribe and join us in all the fun. Bye. Might be fun trying to get some of these fitting in here.